What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Quinn Way Basketball Analysis coming to you with some quick analysis on Kelly Olynyk agreeing to a 4-year, $50 million contract with the Heat. That's a solid contract for Kelly Olynyk talent. He stepped up in the Wizard series with those threes. The dude can post up. He can play with Hassan Whiteside too, because you can play Kelly Olynyk as a stretch four, or you can even go small and play him at the five. He's not a rim protector like Hassan Whiteside. He's not a defensive game changer like Hassan Whiteside, but he gives you length, and he's mobile, he's quick, and he can also post up. If they switch, you can put Hassan Whiteside on the bench, or even if he's starting, you can switch. They switch, and then put the ball in the post to Kelly Olynyk and let him go to work, just like they did against Washington. The dude is fundamentally sound. He's a solid guy. The dude doesn't cause no drama. Of course, he had the Kevin Love incident, but Kelly Olynyk, he can play. I'm a Celtics fan, and I watched him play for years. We got him in the 20th pick, I think, or in the top in that 20 area, and he became one of the solid players. He was a player that we drafted that was ready to come contribute first year, and he contributed ever since then. And we had to let him go because of Gordon Hayward, but the Heat, they getting a solid contract back. Like $50 million ain't really nothing compared to what all these other players been getting. I like that contract for them, and it gives them some more options of what they can do. Because remember, Chris Bosh got waived, so they kind of do need that big that can shoot and stretch the floor and still be able to post up on the other side of the court, or just defend other bigs on the other side of the court, depending if Hassan Whiteside of the game. Like I said, he's not a defensive game changer like Whiteside. He's long and he's big and he takes up space, and that's something I can give him credit on. And you're not really paying him that much money. I think he most likely be a bench guy, but if he do start, I would be a little surprised, but he should come off the bench. And they gonna need somebody to stretch the floor out for Hassan. Goran Dragic is a driver, and then Dion Waiters like to put the ball on the floor, and he can have somebody to kick out to, dump the ball to, and throw the ball inside to. So it gives them another dimension to their team, because Chris Bosh virtually stopped posting up completely. And now I'm not saying Kelly Olynyk can be better than Chris Bosh, but he can add similarities, and at the same time he can still post up. He's not a crazy rebounder either, so Hassan Whiteside going to have to work real hard to get the offensive boards, and he's going to have to work hard to get the defensive boards, because Kelly Olynyk not really known as a dominant rebounder in the NBA, but he's still solid enough that he plays with a lot of effort, a lot of energy, and he seemed like he really loved the game of basketball, and he has fun playing it. And I think that's going to bring a good teammate to the team. It's going to bring a need to the team, and it might actually help them in the future. And it's going to help them against the Eastern Conference team because they're so small. So I like the pickup. It's a solid pickup. The Heat fans should be happy. He's not Chris Bosh. He's not Gordon Hayward, but at least you have a solid roster, and you have solid starters, and you have what's becoming a decent bench if they can sign back Johnson too, because they signed Dion Waiters too. So let me talk about that. With the re-sign of Dion Waiters, you get a person that can create a shot off the dribble, a person that can create shots for others. He still got a little bit of tunnel vision, but he has that swagger and that confidence that you have to like in a player. But at the same time, he's not that type of guy, but he has the confidence of an all-star. He has the confidence of a superstar, but he's just not that guy. And he had a solid season in Miami. There was one game, I believe, one day out of the playoffs. So that gives you some confidence. We bring Kelly, we get the same team back. We can play like we played last season, even though you can't guarantee a playoff spot because of injuries, because the trades, because the buyouts and the ending of the year. People can move and trades can happen and teams can get better. But one thing you can say is we played good as a team. We bring back the same nucleus. We're going to have chemistry. And Dion Waiters is going to be more confident because he's more confident with his teammate. He got the chemistry with his teammates, and they believe in him, and he believes in himself. So he can be a solid player next year. And like I said, you add Kelly Olynyk that can stretch the floor, so you can have another big out there. And next thing you know, he can get to the basket. Gordon Dragic can get to the basket. And even Justice Winslow, who I'm not the biggest fan of because he had 2 bad seasons and he's coming off injury, and you're going to have to pay him in the future. But he is a person that likes to get to the rim, dunk, and finish. And he's working on the spot up three and the spot up mid-range. We'll see how that develops, but he's a person that like to drive, and Kelly Olynyk can open up the floor for him because he's not a shooter right now. But he can get to the basket, and he can always kick it out to Olynyk, dump it off to Olynyk, and even probably do a little alley-oop to Olynyk every once in a while. And the same thing for Hassan Whiteside if he in the game. I like what the Heat are doing, but they're going to have to find a way to keep getting these players on solid contracts to stay. Obviously, Miami is a beautiful place and is a place that you want to live in. You don't have no income tax. So it's like, hey, they have a shot to take what they had last year and improve up on it. And at the same time, Gordon Dragic's contract could be coming up, and Hassan Whiteside contract be coming up. They'd be in their 30s. They'd be older. And you never know. They had a cap at that point. And next, you know, they can make more moves in the future or bring them back on cheaper deals because they're older. And next thing you know, you got a championship contender. They're not that right now, but they do have solid players, and they all can play together. And we seen that last year. So let's see what happens. If they can get off to a better start than they did last year, maybe they will make the playoffs. The East got weaker, so it is easier to make the playoffs in the East. And this team is like two pieces away from contending. With Gordon and Hassan, they need a better guard and a better forward. Like I said, Dion Waiters and Justice Winslow. If they can flip those for another star, or they can flip those in a pick, or flip those and some players on the bench, maybe they make that step to compete against Cleveland a little bit better, because Hassan Whiteside do give them a big body that can protect the rim and crash the boards and block out Tristan Thompson, and Kelly Olynyk can stay with Kevin Love and stretch the floor out for them on the other side of the court. So they can match up with a lot of teams, and they can do a lot of versatile lineups with this team. So the potential is there, but like I said, they still 1 to 2 more pieces away for competing with Cleveland. They got the right team right now to compete, but they don't have a team to be a contender. So let me know what you guys think. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis sign out. But I want to say, check out my website, analysisplayground.com. It'll be in the description and in the comment section. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com, on Facebook. Like that. It'll be in the description and the comment section below. All you got to do is like it to show support, and that's all I'm asking. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis.